Look alive, sunshine. It's 1:09 in the sky and the pigs won't quit. You're here with me, Rose Madrill, informing you on the history of My Chemical Romance. The band formed in 2001 and broke up in 2013. They are classified as alternative rock, post-hardcore, emo, pop-punk, pop rock, but they classify themselves as violent, dangerous pop. Now let's take a look at the band members. Gerard Way was the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, but before the band, he went to the School of Visual Arts in New York to study cartooning and illustration. He also interned at DC Comics. While he was in art school, he dressed in drag as an experiment, and he recalled in an interview that people were a lot nicer to him. Gerard has a younger brother named Mikey, who played bass. He went to school with Gerard and was responsible for the naming of the band after reading the title of a book while unboxing them at his Barnes & Noble job. This book was called Ecstasy, 3 Tales of Chemical Romance by Irving Welsh. Ray Toro was the band's first and lead guitarist. When Gerard Austin joined the band, he initially refused because he was playing drums for a different band. But he was convinced to pick up the guitar again and join the band that would later become one of the most well-known bands on the emo scene. Meet Bob Bryar. Bob was the only member who wasn't from New Jersey. He grew up playing drums but went to college for sound and engineering. He initially met the band through his job as a touring band sound manager. He was asked to join the band without ever being heard play. Frank Iero didn't go to school with Gerard Way and Mikey. He went to a Catholic school nearby. He ended up dropping out to join the band. Frank has played in a few bands before. In one band, he was a drummer like his father. When the band came to an end, he started a few solo projects, including Leathermouth and Frank Iero and the Celebration. Matt Pellissier was the first official drummer, but was kicked out when the band decided they were unsatisfied with his drumming. James Dewey's was also a drummer at one point after Bob left. The band had several drummers during the recording of Danger Days, but most fans don't see this as an important piece of information. There were 4 eras. From 2001 and 2002, it was known as the Bullet Heir. It was the first era that went along with their first album titled I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. It featured the first song Gerard wrote, Skylines and Turnstiles. Each song on the album dives into a deeper personal meaning for Gerard behind the titles and lyrics. 2003 to 2006. This time is known as the Revenge Era. Gerard did the album art for their new album, 3 Cheers for Street Revenge. In this album, he was really speaking to the angry side of life. This era features a lot of blood, black, and bulletproof vests. It's all part of the aesthetic. It also features one of the most iconic My Chemical Romance songs, I'm Not Okay, I Promise. The story of the song tells of a girl with petty problems asking for help from her friend, the narrator. The narrator puts his own problems aside to help the girl out. The theme throughout the song is that she doesn't understand the problems of life. Helena was a song on the album written about the Way brothers' grandmother because Gerard wrote it as an angry letter of self-hate because he wasn't there the last year of her life. 2006 to 2008. The Black Parade era shows Gerard with short, blonde hair. During this era, the band has a black and white aesthetic. This album has the song Welcome to the Black Parade, which has commonly been referred to as the emo anthem. Oftentimes, fans of My Chem will break down and cry if they hear the first notes of this song. Even if you don't like the band, you might have heard the song. Another popular song that is well known from this album is called Teenagers. Gerard wrote this song while he was on a train surrounded by a bunch of loud, obnoxious teenagers. He stated in an interview, I found myself kind of scared by them. 2009 to 2012, the Danger Days era. It was a lot different than the other 3 eras. Gerard now had red hair and all the band members had a different style. A lot of My Chem fans said that this is the worst era, that they didn't like it because it wasn't the MCR they were used to. The band changed their style a bit, making everything a bit more upbeat with more of an electric rock feel. The band members had new things happening in their lives at this time, so the transition made sense. Gerard was married and about to have a daughter, and Frank was also married with twin girls on the way. One of the most memorable tracks of this album was Look Alive, Sunshine, the intro track recorded by Dr. Deathdefying. The origin of Dr. Deathdefying starts out in the Killjoy comics that Gerard wrote as a side project to his musical career. Dr. Deathdefying ran the radio station WKIL 101, playing music talking about the latest news and promoting businesses. Dr. Deathdefying had a lot of influence in the Killjoy comic universe, and his friend in the comic was Jerry Cola, and in the music videos, it's Show Pony. Dr. Deathdefying is known for his futuristic slang on and off the radio waves. He's most popular among those who didn't read the comics for saying these lines. Listen up. The future is bulletproof. The aftermath is secondary. It's time to do it now and do it loud. Killjoys, make some noise. Over the years, the band accumulated a large fan base. The shows they played had tens of thousands of fans attending. They always had a lot of fun on stage, especially the rhythm guitarist Frank Iero. He was always standing on drums, jumping around wildly, and nothing could stop him. He would lay on the ground and spin, and still somehow keep playing. Nothing could stop him, well, except one thing, and that's Gerard kissing him, but that's a whole nother story. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. March 22nd, 2013, Gerard posted a breakup letter on their website, and it took only 85 words to destroy the hearts of many, many fans. The MyChem fan base was worldwide at this point. Young and old people loved him, but why? That's the questions fans always ask. Why did they break up? Why did they leave? Why were they so important? Just a group of dudes with instruments. Why did they mean so much? Maybe it was the way that their songs were written, or the words in the songs, or maybe the amount of emotion put into performances. I don't know what it is, but after their breakup, I can tell you I'm not okay, I promise. This band has meant so much to me and so many other people. Fans everywhere want them to come back. Recently, I read the letter that Gerard Way wrote to his fans about the breakup. It was a bunch of metaphors and analogies and didn't entirely make sense. He closed the letter with this: My Chemical Romance is done, but it can never die. It's alive in me, in the guys, and inside all of you. I always knew that, and I think you did too, because it's not a band, it's an idea. And that is the history of my favorite band, My Chemical Romance. May death never stop you. So long and good night.